Alright folks, welcome to Arduino for Beginners. This is Arduino 101. Today we are taking a look at this little guy. Now this is HW507. This is a DHT device, DHT11, and in fact this is a temperature and humidity gauge. So we're going to be using the serial output on our Arduino software here to put out the temperature and humidity around that little device there. However, we are going to need a few other things. One of the things I have here is a 10K resistor. That's going to be necessary, as well as 3 female to male jumper cables and 1 male to male jumper cable. I do have my Arduino already wired into the 5-volt, so we're going to leave that just like that for now. But as you can see on this side of the screen, I am missing a library. So this is where I was talking about earlier in the library video that sometimes you need additional things. And in order to get this library, I'm going to go to Manage Library. And I'm just going to type in DHT. Now this is a library specifically made for this device and to use all of its components. So again, why would we do it from scratch when we can find what we're looking for by searching here? And usually it is the case where it's something that we can find. However, this library is not showing up. Oh, actually it is. It's just a little bit further down here. So this is the one we're looking for by Adafruit, and it is for the DHT11, which is what we're using. So let's hit install on that. And yes, we want to install the missing dependencies as well, which will also install another library that library uses. So that makes sure we have all the files that we need in our chain there. It gave me a null pointer exception for some reason. So, alright, now it's updating, it's downloaded, it's closed. I should be able to compile this, and I'm still getting an error. Let's see if it says the library is installed. Type that in there again, go down, and no, it's saying install. So that is the latest version. Install all. Updating list of installed libraries. This time we didn't get that error, so hopefully it worked. Let's try again compiling. And it seems to be compiling, so I think it's working now. Although our sketch, if we export it now, isn't going to do anything for us. So first, we need to connect to our Arduino board. As I said, I already have the positive and negative hooked in here, so we can go ahead and just jump over and hook those in. And they are the middle and the far left piece here. So oh, I did that backwards. No, it was right. It doesn't really matter. I like to try and keep the colors organized so I know what's hot and what's not. So basically we are going to go right to the hot side here. And we're going to take the return side to the return. My jumper cable needs a little work here. It seems to be malfunctioning. There we go. And then we are going to actually use this resistor here to connect to the positive as well. So we're right beside that red wire there. And then we are going to do something a little bit different. And that is, we are going to take the last pin here, which is the signal pin, and we're going to plug it into that resistor pin there, which I'm actually going to move over a couple here. There we go. Plug that in there. And then we're going to jump from this side of it to a pin on our Arduino. And let's pick number 2, since I believe that's the one in the code here. And now that we have it all wired up, we should be able to turn this guy on and get a readout. So let's hit play, and then we'll go over the code real quick. I want to see if this uploads properly and works as advertised. So, can open device COM9. Oh, well, it helps if you plug it in. Let's try that again. Upload. And the only way we're going to get output here is by using the serial monitor. So now that it's done uploading, it should be running. Let's open the serial monitor and get that into view. And I am getting a failed to read. Alright, what was a simple fix? Actually, as I said, when I read the number off of my DHT, it is actually right under there. It says DHT11, and under define up here, DHT type in that DHT file was being defined as DHT22, so I simply changed that to 11, and now we should be ready to go. So we'll upload one more time. Upload, 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 done uploading. So should be ready to run. Let's grab that serial monitor and bring it back into view one more time, and there we have it. Humidity around the sensor is 58%, temperature is 26 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So there are ways to manipulate that. Let's see how long it takes. So the humidity is climbing. That is because I have my hand over the sensor, so it's detecting moisture from my hand as well. I can remove that and it should simply go back down. We'll take a minute for it to dissipate. There you can see it going back down. So this sensor is also very, very useful for a ton of things. You can do a lot of cool things with it. Let's take a look at the code real quick before we end this video so you can kind of see what's going on here. So a lot of this is pretty self-explanatory. We are using our library. We are including DHT, and then we are going to instantiate an instance of DHT called DHT. And with that, we are going to do our work on the processor itself. But first, we're going to go into our setup loop. We're going to type in serial.begin 9600. That's basically the baud rate we're using to communicate with the serial port listener. And then we are going to hit serial.println, and it's going to run our DHT test. Now we're going to change this to 11. Could use a variable to change that to an instance of whatever we have defined here and make it update automatically, but we don't need to do that right now. Then we are going to hit DHT begin. Now once that's begun, we're going to enter our void loop here, and we're going to start off with a delay of 2 seconds. That's 2000. And then we are going to instantiate 3 floats, and those are going to be the humidity, the temperature, and the temperature in Fahrenheit. So basically, then we are going to run a check to make sure that things are, is non means is not a number. So if H is not a number, or T is not a number, or F is not a number, meaning one of these sensors returned a value that was not a number, it is going to print failed to read. And we did get that failed to read when we had it set to 22 up here, because it was using the wrong part of the library. So after that, we are going to return out of there, and it will just continue to run and printing fail to read every time it runs this loop. And we are going to add 2 different floats, and this one is actually, this is heat in Fahrenheit and this is heat in Celsius, and it's going to use a part of the DHT file which computes the heat index and will tell you the temperature of the things that you're looking for. So these need to be typed in just as they are, and you do need this false here at the end of that call to the compute heat index method. So, and basically every time we get the results for what we're doing, and then we make sure it's a number. If it's not a number, we stop printing anything, or we stop reading it, and then print that fail. And then if it is a number, it'll continue on and it'll compute what the temperature is from the data that it's receiving from the sensor. And then here we're going to print it all out to the serial monitor. So this is all going to print in a row. When it says serial.print, every single line is going to come out lined up. And then when it says serial.print line, it's going to print a separate line, and then it's going to end the line, meaning that you can't print right after it again. So it's going to continue running this over and over again, and as you can see, it is still going. It is fairly accurate as far as what the temperature is and things like that. So this is a very, very useful sensor. And as I've said before about all these sensors, if you'd like to get a hold of one of these, definitely check out the affiliate links I have down below. You can get a whole grip of them for cheap on banggood.com. So pretty good stuff. We are going to pack it up for this tutorial and move on to the next one.
Well, that's it, guys. That's going to wrap up this video. If you've noticed the shirt, the merch is available. Go ahead and check out the Teespring merch link down below. It won't be available on a channel store until I reach 10,000 subscribers, and so far I am just about to hit 5,000. So it'll be a little while, a couple more months before you see this on the actual channel, but they are available now. I have a couple other designs. Feel free to pop over there and check them out, and know that any purchase through the Teespring site definitely helps to promote our site here and increase the channel's ability to make videos in the future. So we appreciate all your support. Don't forget to check out the Teespring link, check out our Patreon link, leave a like on this video, and hit that subscribe button because we have a lot more coming at you in the coming days.